Thank you for choosing wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Just put these 10 things at your door and watch money flow in. Have you ever stepped into a house and felt something was off? Not messy, not haunted, just heavy. As if the air itself was tired. As if the house had forgotten how to breathe. Now pause. What if I told you that same feeling, that invisible resistance you sense at someone else's door, might also be living at your own front entrance? Let me ask you something personal. Have you been working hard, yet money comes and goes? Trying to stay positive, but life feels like a series of strange setbacks? You light incense, you say mantras, you even make merit when you can. But somehow, something just doesn't click. It's not your fate. It's not even your past life. Sometimes, it's just your door. Yes, the entrance to your home isn't just a piece of architecture. It's your house's mouth, in Feng Shui terms. But in the Dharma, it's even more than that. It's where karma walks in, and where fortune either stays or slips away. The Dharma of the door. Buddhist masters have said, the door is the border between the inner mind and the outer world. Everything enters through the threshold, smells, visitors, opportunities, and energies you can't even see. When your front door is stagnant, cluttered, dark, or spiritually forgotten, you are unknowingly inviting in low vibrational karma, and blocking the arrival of blessings that were already on their way to you. And when that happens, no matter how many hours you meditate or chant, you're rowing upstream with a hole in your boat. But what if you could patch the hole? With intention? Shift the door, shift your destiny. In this video, I'll show you 10 sacred objects to place at your front entrance, each with deep symbolism from Feng Shui, and enriched with meaning from the Buddhist view of energy and karma. But let me be clear, this isn't a superstitious checklist. This is about aligning the energy of your home with the wisdom of your heart. And here's the secret many don't realize: your front entrance is your energetic signature to the universe. It either says, I'm ready for blessings, or I'm not paying attention. The Buddha taught us to be mindful, in every breath, every step. And yet we often neglect the very first breath of our own homes. The entrance. Are you ready to transform not just your home, but your fate? Let's begin. Part 1. Cleanliness as compassion. So let's begin right at the start. Before you buy statues, hang chimes, or worry about coins and mirrors, there's one thing that opens the gate to all other blessings: cleanliness. Simple, right? But don't let its simplicity fool you. Because in both Feng Shui and Buddhist practice, keeping your entrance clean isn't just about tidying up. It's a form of compassion. More than just cleaning. Every time you sweep the floor in front of your house, you're not just moving dust. You're moving energy. You're clearing old karma that's been sitting like fog. You're saying to the universe, I'm ready to receive. I'm making room for blessings. In the Buddhist tradition, there's a story of a humble monk who was always seen sweeping the temple grounds. Day after day. Rain or shine. Other monks thought he wasn't very bright, always doing the lowest task. But one day, a great master visited, and saw the monk sweeping. He bowed deeply, and said, "Ah, so you are the one clearing karma from this holy place." Cleaning, when done with mindfulness and care, becomes a spiritual act. It tells the world you're awake. You're alive. You're aware. And where awareness goes, energy flows. Look at your own door. Right now, think about your front door. Is it dusty? Are there cobwebs hiding in the corners? Is the doormat torn or stained? Are old shoes cluttered across the entrance like forgotten stories? Let's be honest, would you invite a high spiritual being, a peaceful monk, a bodhisattva, into a space that smells like damp socks and old trash? Your entrance is the first impression you give to the world, and to the energies, seen and unseen, that come with it. Energy can't flow through clutter. In Feng Shui, your entrance is called the mouth of the house. And just like your own mouth, if it's blocked, messy, or full of bad vibes, it can't breathe. And if your home can't breathe, it can't receive. Good energy tries to come in. But if it finds mud, clutter, or chaos, it turns right back around. Shoes, umbrellas, and forgotten stuff. Let's talk wet umbrellas. You might think, no big deal, it's practical to leave it by the door. But energetically, it brings in cold, heavy, yin energy, like sadness or stuck karma. It's like splashing dirty water on your altar. Dry it outside. Use a tray. Or wipe it clean before bringing it in. It's a small move, but energy pays attention. Same with shoes. They hold the energy of where you've been, dust, stress, outside vibes. Leave them in a messy pile by the door, and you're basically saying, I'm not ready. Keep 1 or 2 pairs neatly by the door, or use a closed cabinet. You're not hiding mess, you're containing karma. Smell, light, and atmosphere matter. Here's what most people miss. Scent. A musty, stale entrance subtly drains your spirit. But a soft smell, lemongrass, orange, jasmine, makes your home feel like a sanctuary. No need for artificial sprays. Try essential oils, a natural candle, or even a bowl of citrus slices. Fresh scent equals fresh mind. And don't ignore lighting. Dark corners and flickering bulbs trap chi. But warm, steady light? It welcomes energy in. If you were luck, would you walk into a gloomy hallway? Or a bright, clean path that says, welcome? Compassion starts at the door. Cleaning your entrance isn't superstition. It's compassion. For your space. For your family. For the energy you bring in and out each day. Every time you clear the entrance, you're saying, may everyone who steps through this door be blessed. May this home be peaceful. And yes, that includes you. Try this today. Here's a simple practice you can try tonight. Take 5 to 10 minutes to fully clean your entrance. Wipe the handle, the frame, the mat. Sweep, mop, dust. Light a small incense or candle. Stand at the door. Whisper this quietly. With each breath, may this home be filled with clarity. With each step, may peace walk through this door. With each moment, may all negative energy dissolve and transform. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It just needs to be consistent. Like sweeping the path before the Buddha arrives. Number 1. Pisho and Qi Lin, guardians of prosperity. Now that we've cleansed the entrance and set the tone, it's time to bring in the guardians. Let's talk about Pisho and Qilin, 2 mystical creatures that are said to guard wealth, repel misfortune, and open invisible gates of protection. So let's explore who they are, and more importantly, how they work with you, not just for you. Pisho, the wealth guardian that never lets go. Let's start with Pisho. You've probably seen it before. A strong lion-like body, wings, a dragon's head, and a curious detail, no anus. Yes, really. It has no rear end. And this, symbolically, is what makes it a protector of wealth. In Feng Shui, the idea is simple. Pisho absorbs wealth, but never lets it escape. It's a one-way channel for prosperity. But here's where it gets deeper. In Buddhist terms, Pisho also symbolizes the practice of wise containment. Not greed, but knowing how to hold what is sacred, without leaking it through carelessness. Think about this. How many times have you received blessings, only to watch them disappear because of bad habits, poor boundaries, or negative thinking? Peixo reminds us, receiving is easy. Retaining, that takes wisdom. Qilin, the noble energy filter. Now let's meet the Qilin. Sometimes called Qilin, this creature is the gentle protector. A mix of dragon, horse, ox, and deer. It's graceful, wise, and pure-hearted. While Peixo is about wealth, Qilin is about harmony. In Feng Shui, Qilin is placed at the door to filter incoming energy. It allows good vibes in, and blocks out the bad, especially if your home faces sharp angles, busy roads, or chaotic surroundings. In Dharma terms, the Qilin is like a spiritual gatekeeper. It asks, does this thought, this energy, this person, bring peace? Or will it disturb the calm inside? The Qilin is non-violent, yet powerful. It doesn't fight negativity. It refuses to let it in. Sometimes, spiritual strength is quiet refusal. Where, and how to place them? Now here's the part most people mess up. You get excited, buy a pair of Peixo or Qilin statues, and you plop them down facing into your home. Bad idea. Both Peixo and Qilin should face outward, toward the street or main path. They are guards, not guests. Facing out means, they are welcoming opportunities from the outside. They are watching over you, scanning for danger. They are blocking negative qi from ever stepping inside. If you place them facing in, you might accidentally trap your energy, or even turn them against you. Energy, like intention, needs proper direction. Crossmark, common mistakes to avoid. Don't touch the mouth or eyes of the Peixo. These are considered sacred zones, how it sees and eats energy. Constant touching dulls its ability. Don't place them on the floor. Raise them slightly, on a pedestal, table, or small shrine. Remember, they are noble beings. Treat them with respect. Avoid plastic or cheap resin versions. Choose natural materials, bronze, stone, crystal, jade. The more alive the material, the more it resonates with energy. The Dharma behind these creatures. Let's step away from tradition for a moment. Why does any of this matter? Because Peixo and Qilin are reminders of inner discipline. Peixo says, don't let your blessings leak through bad habits. Qilin says, don't let negative thoughts walk into your sacred space. They are mirrors. You can have a Peixo statue, but if you're still wasting money, constantly complaining, or sabotaging your own success, you've just invited a lion to guard an empty treasure chest. You can place a Qilin at your gate, but if you keep opening the door to people who drain you, the creature's power fades. So ask yourself, what am I truly letting in? What am I failing to keep? These creatures are powerful, but you are the one who gives them life, through daily mindfulness. Number 2. The Bagua mirror, reflecting karma, deflecting chaos. Next on our journey is an item you should never place casually, the Bagua mirror. This small, octagonal tool isn't just decorative. In the world of Feng Shui, it's considered one of the most powerful protectors. But like all powerful tools, it must be used with wisdom. Let's explore what it does, and why placing it wrong can backfire. What is a Bagua mirror? Bagua means 8 trigrams. These trigrams come from the I Ching, the ancient Chinese book of changes. Each side of the mirror holds a symbol: heaven, earth, fire, water, mountain, lake, wind, thunder, forming a complete map of yin and yang energies. At the center, a small mirror. That mirror is what interacts with the world outside your home. What does it do? The Bagua mirror is placed above your front door, facing outward. Its job is to reflect and neutralize harmful energy, whether from a sharp building edge pointed toward your home, a straight road attacking your entrance, a neighbor's chaotic energy spilling across boundaries, or even subtle spiritual unrest nearby, cemeteries, hospitals, noisy shops. The mirror doesn't absorb. It deflects. It says to negativity, not today. But be careful. This is not a decorative object. If you hang it facing your neighbor, it might cause tension. Feng Shui says this can actually bounce bad energy onto them, which, karmically, isn't much better than inviting it yourself. So here's the rule: only use a Bagua mirror if your entrance is facing direct threats, long hallways, T-junctions, dead-end alleys, or energy attacks. Otherwise, don't use it. A misplaced mirror can stir up more chaos than calm. From the Dharma perspective, now here's what makes the Bagua mirror so interesting from a Buddhist view. Think of the mirror like mindfulness. When you're mindful, you don't absorb every emotion, every insult, every problem. You reflect. You witness. You choose what enters, and what passes by. The Bagua teaches us, not every energy is meant to be received. And that's true for our thoughts, too. We don't have to take in every worry. We can place a mirror at the door of the mind, and say, this fear does not belong to me. The mirror reminds us, peace isn't always about inviting good energy. Sometimes, it's about keeping the wrong energy out. Round pushpin, how to use it correctly. Choose the right mirror shape. Convex, bulging out, for deflecting strong external attacks. Concave, curving in, for drawing in, and focusing gentle, helpful energy. Flat, for general balancing, if energy is not extreme. Placement. Directly above your door or gate, facing outward. High enough not to catch direct sunlight glare. Never pointed at people. Bless it. Before hanging, light incense, say a short dedication. May this mirror reflect harm, and protect this space. May only peace and clarity enter this home. Number 3. Wind chimes, the sound that awakens chi. Let's pause for a moment. And imagine a soft breeze brushing past your doorway. You hear a delicate chime, not loud, not sharp, just enough to make your heart settle for a second. That's the power of wind chimes. In Feng Shui, wind chimes are far more than decorations. They're energy conductors, vibration purifiers, and sometimes, little teachers in disguise. Why wind matters in Feng Shui? In Feng Shui, energy, or qi, moves like wind and water. Too fast? It blows blessings away. Too slow? It stagnates and grows heavy. But when it flows gently and rhythmically, it brings balance, clarity, and abundance. Wind chimes regulate this flow. They take invisible wind and turn it into sound and vibration, two of the most powerful tools to clear negative energy. Sound is a spiritual tool. In Buddhist monasteries, the day often starts and ends with sound, a bell to mark mindfulness, a wooden fish to awaken awareness, a gong to bring people into presence. Why? Because sound pierces through thought. It reminds us to return to the here and now. Wind chimes do the same. Every time the breeze stirs them, they whisper, be present. Something sacred is passing through your home. Where to hang them, and where not to? Wind chimes are best placed near the entrance, either outside the front door or just above it. They serve as gatekeepers, not stopping energy, but softening it. If your home is facing a straight path or road, at the end of a hallway, near a source of chaotic energy, traffic, sharp corners, electrical poles. Then wind chimes help break up harsh energy lines and transform them into gentle waves. But don't hang them right above your head, or in places where they clang constantly. Too much sound becomes noise. And in Feng Shui, noise equals scattered qi. Choosing the right wind chime. Not all wind chimes are created equal. Here's how to choose based on your 5-element energy. Metal element. Choose metal chimes in gold, silver, or white tones. Great for attracting wealth and clarity. Wood element. Bamboo or wooden chimes in greens or browns. They support growth, healing, and creativity. Water element. Glass or metal chimes in blue or black. Ideal for smooth career energy and emotional flow. Fire element. Red or green tone wood chimes. They energize passion, motivation, and visibility. Earth element. Ceramic or terracotta chimes in yellow, tan, or earth tones. They bring grounding, safety, and family harmony. And don't just look at the material. Listen to the sound. Does it soothe you? Or does it jolt you? Let your body decide. Your nervous system knows what it needs. Final notes. Keeping the chimes alive. To keep your wind chimes working at their best, clean them regularly. Dust and rust dull their energy and their voice. Hang them high, but not too exposed to storms. They should sway with grace, not battle the wind. Replace broken ones. A cracked chime is like a cracked mantra. Its power weakens. Number 4. Doormats in elemental colors, stepping into alignment. Most people think of a doormat as a place to wipe your feet. But in Feng Shui, and in spiritual living, it's so much more than that. It's the first thing you step on before entering your sacred space. It's the filter between the outer world and your inner peace. And just like our thoughts before a meditation, your doormat sets the tone for everything that comes after. The entrance is a filter. Think of your home as a temple. Would you walk into a temple dragging mud and chaos in with you? Of course not. But that's exactly what we do, energetically, when our entrance is unprotected. A proper doormat doesn't just keep dirt out. It keeps negative energy from tracking inside. It's like a silent guard. Every time someone steps over it, it whispers, "Leave your burdens here. Enter with peace." The power of color in Feng Shui. Now, here's the part most people overlook. The color of your doormat matters a lot. According to Feng Shui, color is not just visual, it's vibrational. And when it aligns with your 5-element type, it helps unlock energy flow, increase harmony, and attract abundance. Let's break it down by element. Blue circle. Which color doormat should you use? Metal element, white, gray, gold tones. Supports clarity, communication, and financial strength. Perfect for people in leadership, sales, or consulting roles. Wood element, green, teal, light blue. Encourages growth, health, and creativity. Great for teachers, artists, healers, and those starting fresh. Water element, black, navy, deep blue. Enhances flow, intuition, and career advancement. Ideal for thinkers, travelers, spiritual seekers. Fire element, red, orange, pink, purple. Boosts energy, fame, and personal power. Excellent for entrepreneurs, performers, or anyone needing visibility. Earth element, brown, yellow, beige tones. Ground stability, family harmony, and financial safety. Best for caretakers, managers, or those seeking calm. Not sure what your element is? That's okay. Start with your birth year or simply observe what colors uplift you when you walk by. Your body knows what feels aligned. Dharma behind the mat. In Buddhism, we are taught to purify the mind before we enter any sacred act. And in many temples, you remove your shoes, bow gently, and take a mindful step inside. Your doormat can serve as a mindfulness bell, a reminder that you're transitioning from the outside world into a space of awareness. With the right color, it also becomes a symbol of inner alignment. You are literally stepping onto your element. Each time you do, it reinforces, this is who I am. This is the energy I choose to walk in. A quiet story: I once visited a small temple in Chiang Mai. It didn't have golden statues or marble floors, just a humble hut, a kind monk, and a stunning red doormat. Right at the entrance. It was spotless, hand-woven, and glowed in the morning sun. The monk told me, before people enter, I want their feet to remember the earth. Red is fire, it burns away distraction. That simple mat changed the way I thought about space. It wasn't decoration. It was invitation. If it feels off, replace it. Not with something expensive, but with something aligned. And when you place it, do so with care. Maybe even whisper, may this step be steady. May this home be safe. May every arrival bring alignment. Next, we'll bring the garden to your entrance. Because nothing attracts fresh energy quite like living plants and flowers. Let's keep going. The path is opening. Number 5. Plants and flowers, growing fortune from living things. If your front entrance is the mouth of your home, then plants and flowers are the breath of life. They don't just decorate your doorway. They infuse it with qi, living, growing, breathing energy. In both Feng Shui and Buddhist philosophy, plants are sacred. They symbolize renewal, balance, compassion, and subtle transformation. And best of all, they quietly do their job, without asking for anything in return. Why plants at the door? In Feng Shui, plants serve a few key purposes. They absorb negative energy, and purify the air. They balance the yin and yang of your entrance. And they create a welcoming, soft energy flow that attracts good fortune. But beyond all that, they signal one important thing. This space is alive. A dry, empty doorway repels blessings. A vibrant, blooming entrance says, we are growing here. Choosing the right green companions. Not all plants are created equal, especially when placed at the front door. Here are some Feng Shui favorites that also carry spiritual symbolism. Lucky bamboo. Resilience, flexibility, peace. Can be shaped into spirals or clusters for enhanced flow. Jade plant. Often called the money plant. Thick, round leaves resemble coins. Orchids. Beauty, balance, fertility, elegance. Encourage harmony and inner peace. Chrysanthemums. Longevity, joy, strength. Particularly auspicious when yellow or white. Basil or mint. Cleansing energy, freshness. In Buddhism, mint is also used in sacred water for blessings. Buddhist view, the living Dharma. In the Dharma, everything is alive. Every leaf, every flower, every blade of grass carries impermanence and potential. The Buddha himself meditated under the Bodhi tree. Not in a temple. Not on a golden throne. A tree gave him shelter, shade, and stillness. That wasn't a coincidence. Plants teach us patience. They remind us to grow quietly. To root deeply. To open only when conditions are right. When you place a plant at your entrance, you're placing a teacher there. Someone who doesn't speak, but shows you everything about how to live. Flowers, symbols of impermanence and joy. Fresh flowers are another wonderful addition. In many Buddhist cultures, offering flowers is a daily practice. Why? Because they're beautiful and fleeting. They remind us that everything fades. And that's what makes it precious. A vase of flowers near your entrance doesn't just look good. It activates joy, blessing, and gentle awareness. If you do use flowers, Keep this in mind, change the water daily. Never let them wilt fully before replacing. Choose colors that uplift you, especially yellows, pinks, and whites. Even a single bloom in a clean jar is enough to shift the energy. Deciduous tree, where to place them? The ideal placement. One potted plant on each side of the door, balance and harmony. Or one small table with a clean arrangement. If space is tight, hang a mini planter or use a vertical garden. And if there's a window nearby, open it daily. Let your plants breathe fresh air. Let energy circulate. They give you life, so offer some in return. A home with living things at its entrance is a home that tells the universe, we are grateful to be alive. Next, we'll meet two stone protectors that have guarded palaces, temples, and families for centuries. Let's explore the powerful presence of stone lions and guardian dogs. Number 6. Stone lions and guardian dogs, sacred sentinels of strength. Standing tall, watching silently. They don't move, but they protect. For centuries, stone lions and guardian dogs have been placed at the entrances of temples, palaces, and sacred homes across Asia. Not just for beauty, but for energy. Why these guardians? In Feng Shui, these stone protectors are called heavenly guardians. They are placed in pairs, symbolizing balance. The male, usually with a paw on a ball, protects the external world, fame, fortune, protection. The female, with a paw on a cub, protects the inner world, family, harmony, and well-being. Their presence sends a message to all energy passing by. This space is watched. No harm may enter. Guardian dogs, a gentler alternative. If stone lions feel too fierce or formal for your space, especially in small apartments or humble homes, food dogs, guardian dogs, offer a gentler, adaptable option. Their energy is still protective, but softer. Think of them like loyal Dharma companions. They remind us, spiritual strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it simply watches with love. Key placement tips. Always place them in pairs, with the male on the right and female on the left, as you face outward. Position them facing out, toward the street or gate, not inward. Elevate them slightly on stands or blocks. Keep them clean and free of dust. A neglected guardian loses its strength. And most importantly, don't use them just for decoration. Give them intention. Even a small bow or a whispered blessing activates their presence. Symbolism in the Dharma. From a Buddhist view, these guardians represent vigilant awareness. In the sutras, we're reminded to guard the senses, sight, sound, touch, thought, just as a lion guards its den. Placing a lion or guardian dog at your door is like saying, let only mindfulness enter. Let only truth remain. Number 7. Feng Shui paintings, hanging harmony on your wall. What you hang on your wall also hangs in your mind. In Feng Shui, paintings are more than decorations. They're visual prayers, symbols that either lift the energy of your home or unknowingly invite chaos. And at the entrance, they matter most. Images that carry chi. Your front door area is the first impression. A painting there sets the emotional tone. Choose art that uplifts, calms, or welcomes. Some of the most auspicious Feng Shui images include mountains, stability, support, and grounded energy. Lotus flowers, purity, awakening, peace. Waterfalls or rivers flowing inward, financial flow, and opportunity. Peaceful nature scenes, harmony, calm, connection to life. These images not only decorate your space, they quietly instruct the energy, flow this way. What to avoid? Dark, stormy, or violent scenes. They bring heavy, aggressive chi. Chaotic abstract art, unless it feels deeply calming to you. Lonely or isolated imagery may unintentionally invite stagnation. Ask yourself, would I hang this in a temple? If the answer is no, it likely doesn't belong at your entrance either. From the Dharma lens. In Buddhist practice, we often visualize Buddhas, bodhisattvas, and sacred landscapes. Why? Because what we see repeatedly shapes our mind. A lotus painting, for example, doesn't just represent beauty. It reminds you, even from muddy waters, enlightenment can bloom. That message, seen daily, plants seeds. Your entrance is where energy begins. Let it begin with peace, not noise. Next, we move from visual beauty to spiritual light itself. Let's talk about how proper lighting at your entrance doesn't just brighten space, it awakens prosperity. Number 8. Lighting, illuminating the path of good fortune. Light is more than brightness. It's energy. It's attention. It's the invitation you send to the universe that says, I'm ready to receive. In Feng Shui, lighting at your entrance is one of the most underestimated wealth activators. But when done right, it can change everything. Why lighting matters. Your front door is where energy enters. If it's dark, dim, or shadowy, you're unknowingly telling good luck, keep walking. We're not home. But a well-lit entrance signals warmth, welcome, and readiness. It invites in yang energy, the active, vibrant, prosperous force in life. Just like sunlight wakes the flowers, light at your door wakes up chi. What kind of light to use? Warm white or golden lights. These create soft, peaceful, nourishing energy. Avoid harsh, blue-tinted LEDs. They feel cold, even aggressive. Lantern-style or low sconces symbolize guidance and protection. Lighting both sides of the door is ideal. It balances yin and yang. If you have a pathway or garden, soft lights along the path create a stream for energy to flow inward. And of course, keep bulbs clean and functional. A flickering light sends flickering fortune. A spiritual view of light. In the Dharma, light is awareness. The Buddha is often called the enlightened one, the one who lit up the darkness within. Placing light at your doorway is like placing awareness at the gate of your life. It says, may this home be a refuge. May wisdom guide all who enter. Many spiritual traditions light candles at the threshold to bless the passage of energy, both coming and going. You can do the same, daily, or even once a week. Next, we'll talk about a small, ancient symbol of wealth that's often overlooked, but carries the energy of emperors. Let's discover the secret of the 5 emperor coins. Number 9. Feng Shui coins, anchoring wealth with ancient symbols. Sometimes, the smallest object carries the greatest power. That's exactly the case with Feng Shui coins, especially the 5 emperor coins, a timeless symbol of wealth protection, prosperity, and financial flow. They're small, simple, but packed with centuries of intention. What are Feng Shui coins? Traditionally, these are round brass or copper coins with a square hole in the center. Round represents heaven. Square represents earth. Together, they symbolize harmony between cosmic and earthly forces. The 5 emperor coins specifically refer to coins from the reigns of 5 prosperous Qing dynasty emperors, a golden age of expansion, stability, and financial abundance. These coins are strung together on red thread, symbolizing life force, and used to anchor wealth energy wherever they're placed. How to use them at the door. Behind the front door, hang the string on the inside doorknob or frame. Each time the door opens, energy activates the coins, reminding your home to attract and retain wealth. Under the welcome mat, quiet, hidden, but powerful. Every step across becomes an energetic affirmation. Inside a red envelope, placed discreetly near the threshold or under a shoe cabinet. Wherever you place them, keep them clean and untarnished. Dusty coins equals dusty energy. What they represent. Feng Shui coins aren't magic. They're anchors, reminders. To spend mindfully. To protect what you've earned. To invite wealth without clinging to it. They symbolize balanced abundance, not greed, but graceful receiving. In Buddhist teachings, wealth is a tool, not a goal. And these coins serve as a humble reminder, handle your blessings with wisdom. Next, we'll conclude this sacred list with one final, deeply symbolic addition, a space of offering and reverence right at your entrance. Let's explore the power of a merit altar or offering table. Number 10. Merit altar, transforming your doorway into a sacred space. Some entrances welcome guests. Some welcome fortune. But the most powerful ones welcome blessings. One of the most overlooked yet spiritually potent additions to your doorway is a merit altar, a small table of offerings placed near your front entrance. Not for worship. Not for show. But for connection. Gratitude. Intention. What is a merit altar? Think of it as a quiet space of offering. A small table, shelf, or corner where you place a flower, a bowl of water, a candle or small oil lamp. Maybe a fruit, a stick of incense, or even a simple mantra card. That's it. No statues are required. What matters is your heart. It becomes a place where you say, "Thank you, world. Thank you, ancestors. May peace enter this home." Why at the entrance? Because the front door is threshold energy, where karma comes in, and intention goes out. By placing a small altar near your entrance, you consecrate the threshold. You tell all forms of energy, only love and virtue may cross. Many traditional homes across Asia place fresh flowers, incense, or tea outside their doors. Not because they're religious, but because they're awake. They remember the unseen. Dharma and daily action. In Buddhism, offering is one of the purest forms of merit making. You're not asking for anything. You're simply giving, to the Dharma, to space, to life. A flower, offered with sincerity, is more powerful than a $1,000 statue with no heart behind it. Simple setup, sacred impact. Place your merit altar on a small table or shelf, just outside or inside your front entrance. Keep it clean, uncluttered. Refresh items often. Wilted flowers or old fruit weaken the energy. Light a candle in the morning, or bow once when leaving home. Let it become a moment of mindfulness before re-entering the world. Final part, when you change the door, you change the story. We've come to the end of this journey, but really, it's just the beginning. You've just discovered 10 sacred ways to turn your front entrance into a magnet for peace, fortune, and clarity. Not through magic. Not through superstition. But through presence. Because in the Dharma, transformation doesn't begin with something big. It begins with a broom. A breath. A single object placed with intention. Let me share a simple story. Letty and June lived in a small home outside Manila. Years of struggle weighed on them, financial instability, sleepless nights, and a heaviness they couldn't name. Their daughter, after visiting a meditation retreat, offered a quiet suggestion: let's shift the energy at the entrance. So they did. A fresh mat, a potted plant, a simple wind chime, and a bowl of clean water they refilled daily. Nothing fancy. No rituals. Just care. Within weeks, things began to change, subtly but surely. Letty's home store began attracting steady customers. June found regular work. And peace returned to their home. Letty later said, "I thought we were fixing the front door. But really, we were fixing how we welcomed life." What is your door saying? Every time you step through your entrance, it says something. To you. To your guests. To the universe. So ask yourself, is my doorway open? To what I truly want to welcome? If not, start small. One light. One flower. One prayer. Because when the door shifts, your whole story starts to shift. Tonight, or tomorrow morning, whenever the moment feels right, stand quietly at your entrance. Place your hand on the door. Breathe. And whisper, may this home be a space of light. May peace enter with every step. And may fortune arrive like an old friend, ready to stay. Then smile. Because whether you knew it or not, you've just completed your first act of doorway Dharma. If this video touched something inside you, like it to support the energy we're building together. Subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma for more teachings that blend ancient truths with modern life. And share in the comments, what does your doorway look like now, and what are you ready to welcome in? Every comment is a ripple. Every share is a prayer. And every subscriber becomes part of this growing sangha of mindful living. Thank you for walking this path with me. Until next time, may your heart stay open, and may your doorway always lead you home.